Google Docs is a really useful free tool that you can use to write collaborative documents with multiple people in it. However, it does also include one feature. It's known as the script editor, and it's mostly used for productivity purposes so that you can automatically format your documents in certain ways. However, I decided that was kind of a boring way to use that feature, and I thought it'd be much more fun to use it to prank the people you're collaborating on a document with. Now, I probably wouldn't recommend doing this on any serious documents, but if you've got something that isn't too serious and it's just amongst friends, then perhaps this video might be for you because this is going to be quite the fun prank. However, probably don't try this with your co-workers. So the final product of this code will be, it will take every paragraph that you have available in your document and it will select, give each paragraph a different color, just so it is really difficult to read. And then we're gonna go one extra step and then highlight it in a different color as well, just to make it near impossible. And the interesting part about this is that it will do this every single time someone opens the document. So the first step is you're going to want to open up your shared Google Docs little document here. And so as you can see, I've got mine up in front of me with the title Google Docs Pranking, and other than that, it's just a blank document. So the first thing you're going to want to do is head to Tools and then go to Script Editor. Now my camera's in the way of that, so I'm just going to quickly turn that off so you can see where I'm going. Or move it over there, that works as well. So yeah, you go to Tools, then head to Script Editor. Okay, so this gives you a script that you can start writing with, and it just fills it out blank with my function. We're going to want to get rid of that for now, so get rid of that, and then you're going to want to declare a new function and call it getRandomColor. Okay, add the little parentheses on the end just to say, yep, this is a function, and then make sure you add your open and close squiggly brackets as well. Everything that is part of this function is going to go between the two squiggly brackets, okay? So what we're going to want to do is start by declaring a new variable, which is essentially just a way of storing information. And we're going to declare a variable by typing var to say this is a variable declaration, and we're going to call it letters, okay? And then we're going to set equals, so we're going to give it a range of letters that it can select from, and then we're going to give it everything that is available to us. Okay, so the reason why we've done 0 to 9 and then A to F is because this is how you create a hex color. So if I go to Google and I just type in hex color code, so you can see this is the pattern of a hex color code, okay? So it will have some numbers and some letters. It will have 0 through 9 and then A through F. And then this is essentially what we're going to be creating, but we're going to be creating it randomly, okay? So the final product of this code will be, it will take every paragraph that you have available in your document and it will select, give each paragraph a different color, just so it is really difficult to read. And then we're going to go one extra step and then highlight it in a different color as well, just to make it near impossible. And the interesting part about this is that it will do this every single time someone opens the document. So if you open a document and it's formatted nicely, it will be fine. However, if you then open it again, it will then have this new formatting and it will look disgusting. You can fix it. When you close it and open it again, it will have it all again, but with new colors in different places, and it just looks absolutely horrendous. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so then if we then move on to var color, right? So this is now essentially creating a new variable called color, and we're going to start it off with the hashtag symbol, because as we showed here, they all start with a hashtag, okay? So that's the next line. The next thing we're going to want to do is create ourselves a loop, okay? And so we're going to be using what's known as a for loop, and that is done like this, okay? So you type the word for and then open brackets, and then you declare a new iterator variable, and then the typical thing to go with here is I, so you do var I is equal to 0. So we're initializing it to start at 0, and then you add a semicolon on the end to that, just to sort of say that's this block done. Then we're going to start I again, and say whilst it's less than 6, because as we can see here, it is 6 letters long, even though some of them are numbers, but letters is just a bit easier. So it's 6 long, so the I is less than 6 is essentially saying whilst it is less than 6, so it starts at 0, the first time it runs this loop it will be 0, the next time it runs the loop I will be equal to 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Okay, and because we start from 0, we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So whilst you only count as high as 5, you actually get 6, if that makes sense. Okay, so then we say I++ to essentially tell it once you've finished, increase I by 1. Okay, so then we had some more squiggly brackets to say this is everything that goes inside of our for loop. Okay, so what we're going to want to do inside of this for loop is go ahead and build our color code. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is we're going to start by saying color is plus equals, and what that essentially means is it will take whatever color is currently equal to and then add this next thing onto the end of it. Okay, so we're going to have letters, right, which is our string of all the possible characters, and then we're going to have math.floor, and then math, make sure it's a capital M, math.random times 16. Okay, so essentially what this is going to do is it's going to take our initial color, which is just a hashtag, and it's going to add on to it, if I get rid of that, so it's going to go letters and then math.random times 16 is essentially going to create a random number up to 16. So then it's going to do math.floor, which is then going to, because it could be a non-integer variable, so math.floor will just ensure it's a integer variable, and then that will tell it to select something from in here, because as you can see this is 16 long. Okay, and then after this for loop we're going to want to return color with a semicolon on the end. Okay, so essentially what this function here does is it will generate something like this. One of these 4 things here, it will generate something along those lines to create ourselves a random color. Okay, so the next part is the code that runs every time that the document is opened. Okay, so we're going to start a new function, and it's a built-in function on open e. Okay, so this here is a function called onOpen, and everything inside this chunk will run every time the document is opened, which is a good thing for us because that means it makes our pranking a little bit easier, and it makes it so that it does it every single time they open it rather than every time I personally run it. So we're going to start by declaring a new variable, and we're going to call it body. Okay, and it's going to be variable body is equal to document, if I can type, document app.get active document .get body. And in short, essentially what this chunk of code here does is it takes the current document and then just returns the body. So the body of the document being everything that's here. The next thing we're going to have to do is create a new variable called paragraphs, and that will be equal, so variable paragraphs is equal to body.get paragraphs. So this will just return all of the paragraphs that are contained within our body. So if I was to go to our document here and then create some more text, if I just make it slightly smaller, this is a paragraph, this is a second paragraph. Okay, so that gives us, technically this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph, and this is a paragraph. So that's technically 3 paragraphs. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to go ahead and do is declare another for loop. So as we already know how to do that, I will just begin doing that. So for loop, and then variable I is equal to 0. Then we have I is less than paragraphs dot length, and then I++. And what this for loop does is it initializes I equals 0, and then all the time that I is less than the length of paragraphs, which is essentially saying all the time we still have more paragraphs left and we haven't modified, because dot length is just the amount of paragraphs we have based on the way that we've already declared paragraphs. And then we got I++ just to iterate through to the next one each time. So what we're going to do is start with paragraphs I, right, and that's essentially saying look at the current paragraph I, so whether if it's the first paragraph it would be paragraph 0, if it's the second paragraph it would be paragraph 1, if it's the third paragraph it would be paragraph 2. And then set attributes, and this is the important part here, so this is what's going to change our document, okay? So we have set attributes, and then open brackets, and then open squiggly brackets, and then foreground underscore color, colon, not a semicolon, get random color. Okay, and that is, this get random color here is calling our method that we have up here. Okay, so if we can then just close that off. Okay, so that is our for loop, and that should, I believe, should work. Okay, so if we just save that and then we save it as prank code, okay, and then if we run it, I thought I did save that. Okay, saving, okay, and then run. Yep, so you have to make sure you give it permissions. So, yep, give it permissions. App isn't verified, that's fine, because obviously you've written it, it's not an official piece, it's not an official script, so that's fine, but for everyone else it will run okay. Excuse my phone going off there. Turn that off. Okay. So yes, make sure you select function on open when you run, and then there you go. So you can see here it's run the code, okay? So if I refresh the browser, it should, and if you have to give it a couple of seconds to run the code, you see it changes color again. If I refresh the page again, it will change the colors again. And then again. So there you go. So that is the basis of, turn that off as well because everything's making notification noises at the moment. But that's the basis of the program. Now we can make this even more interesting by going back to our script and then adding in another line. So if we then copy this line and paste it below and change foreground color to background color and then save that again, if we then go back to our program and refresh it again, now this is where it starts to get disgusting, because now you have the issue of the background color and the foreground color are changing, so you can get some really ugly combinations, and then you can just imagine this sort of across an entire sort of document. So if I get lorem ipsum up, yeah, so I can just copy and paste all of this text just so we have some sample text. Okay, and then if I refresh the page, so look at that. So imagine every time you and your friends are trying to open up your shared document, you're trying to read the text. Imagine sitting there trying to read it, and you sort of say, okay, that's fine, I can sort of fix this. I can, if I go up here, I can change the text color to black, and I can change the highlight color to white, and then it looks fine again. And you say to your friend, oh, come and look at the document, it's really weird. So they go and open the document, so a new person opens the document, and then boom, it looks ugly again. And then you have to fix it every single time. So this is the basic idea of the prank. You can go ahead and change the code as much as you want, but the code will be available in the description for you to go ahead and copy and paste. But I do hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys want to see more content like this in the future, I'm quite happy to do more programming tutorials. This is my first one, and I have to admit I did do this all in one take, so it's a little bit messy. But I thought I'd just sort of put the concept out there, see if it's something that you guys enjoy. If it is, then potentially we can do more of this in the future. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any sort of ideas or requests, then be sure to put that down in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next video.